Welcome to a brand new episode of the podcast. Today, my guest is James Stucky, a good friend of mine, but more importantly, he is the assistant equipment manager for Seattle Kraken NHL hockey. So cool to have him on. We talk all about the behind the scenes of what it's like working for the Kraken and hockey and the whole deal and how it relates to punk rock. I always somehow end up doing that. But before we get there, MXPX.com, we have new 7 inches, 100 split 7-inch with direct hit. Comes in 2 variants, binary blue, JavaScript black. MXPX.com, a bunch more. We have tons of shows. MXPX is going to be in Bend, Oregon and Boise, Idaho in September. We're going to be in Quebec City and Montreal, Canada in October. And we're going to be in a bunch of places in November. And the list keeps going. MXPX.com for that full list. I appreciate you guys. All right, let's get to my guest. Here he is, James Stucky. You do a lot of these podcasts?
First time.
First time? Really?
First podcast, yeah.
Excellent. Welcome to it.
This guy never invites me to any.
Oh, that's not
You do a lot of podcasts,
I don't
Kyle?
know.
No?
You deal with
With
the podcast.
with players.
I
Do
do
players do a lot?
Yeah.
And you facilitate some of that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I told Stucky, I said, this one's good by me as long as I can tag along.
There you go. Approval.
Yeah.
Approval ratings up.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
So before we get started, I have
go
a
ahead.
question for you.
Yeah, sure.
On one of my favorite episodes of the pod was the Mike Herrera Pizza Pod.
Yes.
No Spiro's Pizza mentions.
You know, that is funny. I never even, it's like sometimes you're just so tunnel vision on what the story is. I didn't even think to mention, yes, my first real sort of outside the womb job, aside from, under the table jobs, doing construction and doing landscaping. My first like steady job was Spiro's, and John Reed was a doorway into understanding the world just a little bit better. He was like a big brother.
Yeah. He wanted me to ask you if you miss greasing the hogs.
Greasing the hogs. Oh, baby. I wish I was greasing the hogs right now. Stacking up those. Greasing the hogs. Yeah, we used to have to do all the prep work. Well, depending on your shift, you do prep work for making the pizzas.
Yeah.
You don't actually make the pizzas, but you get all of the pans greased up.
Yeah.
And so we'd grease up all these pans and have them stacked up huge, and then the cooks would actually come in and start making the pizzas with that. So that's greasing the hogs.
Yeah. That's funny. That was you and Yuri, right?
Yuri also worked there, yeah.
Tom did not.
Yeah,
okay.
Yuri's first day on the job, he spilled, and he basically dropped a bunch of dirty dishes on the boss.
Tough start.
The boss is sitting in his chair doing his work, like counting or whatever, and gets a bunch of dishes spilled on him and is like, who's the new guy? But hey, that's business ownership, right?
Oh, that's hilarious. I spent a lot of time in good old Spiro's.
You did?
Hanging out with Johnny. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because we were good friends back when we were in our early to late teens, and he was working there, so I just come over and hang out and
really
eat for free.
Well, let's get into it then. James Stucky, friends, but we haven't really sat down and talked about your past and about the good old days, and we do have, mutual friends, John Reed.
Yeah.
We're going to get into hockey. We're going to get into your job.
Yeah.
And you can tell us all about that. And I wrote down a few questions. I don't usually even write down questions, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go the next step further, and actually try to create some value with this podcast because you got a lot of cool things to say. But let's get into it. How did you meet John Reed? John Reed's our mutual friend. He did the cover for the Renaissance EP for MXPX.
That's
for
right.
MXPX fans out there, graphic designer. But yeah, it all started with Spiro's Pizza.
Yeah. So grew up in Burien, pretty normal kid, playing baseball, basketball, skateboarding, dirt bikes. And I started playing hockey and just fell in love with the game. And that's when I met John Reed. He was playing too, and we played a couple of years together as kids, and we just got to be great friends. Still are to this day. Keep in touch with him a lot. Whenever the Kraken are in NYC, we hang out a lot with him and his wife Claire in Sun Milo. So great friend. And yeah, back in the day, I used to come over here a lot and hang out with Johnny, and he was living up in Silverdale, I think. And good old Spiro's Pizza days, and Yeah, it was fun. So that was that's how I know John, and then that's how we met, and just got to be great friends. And over the years, he kind of introduced me to you guys because he grew up here, so he knows you guys better than I did, obviously. But yeah, that was kind of the origin of like how this all came about, I guess.
That's crazy, man. Appreciate you coming out here again. It's probably been a long time since you've been to Bremerton.
It's been a minute, yeah.
Yeah. Welcome back. Your great return. Yeah, I didn't even think of of course, like I said, I don't think of all these things all the time, but if I would have been on my game, I would have had some Spiro's Pizza right here.
Didn't they close?
No, well, the West Bremerton location closed, but the one that we worked at, Silverdale, is still there.
Is it still there?
Still going.
No way.
Going strong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I talk about Spiro's from time to time and just some of my first jobs, and I learned a lot. I learned a lot about punk rock, honestly, like Pennywise, Bad Religion. I knew a little bit maybe, but honestly, I didn't really hear that music until I started hanging out at Spiro's in the kitchen, washing dishes. The cooks were always, a year or two older, older kids, so they knew music a little bit more than what we did, and so I always took my cues from the older generation. Sure. And John Reed was definitely one of those guys that had his finger on the pulse, knew about punk rock, knew about music, and we kind of took the ball and ran with it with MXPX.
Yeah.
But you find things, little sparks here and there, and Spiro's was a huge spark. Now that I really think about it, like, would MXPX exist if I hadn't been working at Spiro's? I don't know. It would probably be a lot different, right?
Yeah.
So it's funny how our past really, really does mold where we go in life. So you're playing hockey. Were you going, okay, I'm gonna do something in sports. I'm gonna get into hockey as a career?
Yeah, for sure. I kind of started playing late. I think I was 12 or 13 when I started playing. So I never really had the aspirations of making a career out of playing hockey.
Yeah.
But like when I was a kid, growing up, when I first got introduced to the game, I couldn't get enough of it, and I loved the game, and I wanted to be around it 24/7. So I actually had a Seattle Times paper route, and I'm probably 13, 14 years old, and I saved enough money to buy one season ticket for the Seattle Thunderbirds. This is probably 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And I send in my application with my down payment, and there was a guy working for the Thunderbirds named Jake Gertzen, and he calls me, and he's like chuckling, and he sees my application, and he sees my age, and he says, would you just rather be a stick boy, which is like a bat boy for a baseball team? Mm-hmm. And I was so excited. I'm like, heck yeah. So that was kind of how I got into the support staff side of the hockey world and the industry. And as soon as I got a few years into that, just working with the Thunderbirds organization, I mean, I wanted it. I loved it. I wanted to take it as high as I could go. Mm-hmm. And that path took me all over. I mean, went to Memphis, Tennessee, Indianapolis, Indiana, Cincinnati, Ohio. That was actually the first time we met when you guys were touring. I can't remember which album, but you guys were playing Bogarts. In Cincy.
Yeah. Okay.
And Johnny called me and he's like, hey, Mike and the guys are in Cincy tonight. And I was like, no way. So I think he called you guys and got me on the guest list. But we actually went backstage and I met all three of you guys, and that was a long time ago. But that was the first time we met.
Wow.
But yeah, I just kind of kept chasing it and kept climbing the ladder, and was pretty fortunate to get hired by the Kraken in year one. So here I am.
Year one Kraken. Yeah. When I heard that Seattle was going to have a major league, or is that what you call it? Major League Hockey?
NHL.
NHL. I know it's NHL, but sorry everybody. I was stoked. Yeah. I mean, it's been, Seattle sports is, as a Seattle sports fan, you learn to roll with the punches. Oof. And we still do. We still do. But just the excitement that Seattle has for sports is, it's amazing to be part of it. So I'm stoked that you're part of it. So the fact that you grew up around here, I went to, Thunderbirds games growing up too.
Yeah.
I tried hockey once with John, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were there.
No, he told me about it though.
He did?
Yeah, because I was the guy that sent you all the gear.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Because I was working in Everett at the time, and John called me and he's like, "Hey, I'm taking Mike to go skate." It was in Tacoma, right?
Yeah,
the old
Tacoma.
the old meat locker.
Yeah.
And so I sent him a bunch of stuff, and I mean, we tried to get the sizes as close as we could, but yeah.
That was fun. I'll tell you, I was like, this is not for me, because I fell down once and it hurt so bad. I hit that ice so hard, just bam. I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch. But I had a good time. It was fun. It was fun. Yeah, just don't fall down.
Yeah, pretty
Just don't
much.
do
Yeah, yeah. Work on your skating.
Work on your skate. Yes. I mean, that's the thing, is like, I roller skated as a kid. I went to all the late night skates and tried to get the dates, and, you know, and so I felt like I was a pretty decent skater. But, you know, the ice, it's
different.
It's different.
Yep.
It's like you're up the creek with no paddle in a lot of ways. Like, there's no safety harness. And I guess you could just kind of get low or whatever. But, you know, you have to commit at some point and really try to push and skate.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Or stay close to the wall.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I was taking shots. I was like, slap, slap. So yeah, I love that you came, you know, you're local, and you came up through local hockey, and then you traveled all over the place, and then you got your first NHL gig back here in Seattle.
Yeah.
That's huge.
It's huge.
That's a big story.
Yeah.
You should be on way more podcasts with that story.
If Kyle would let me.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Well, I would like to know more about your actual job. What's your day-to-day? Is there anything behind the scenes that is like rituals before games that you got to do, things like that? Anything that comes to mind? I'd love to know some of that stuff, and that'll probably spark more questions. But.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm a part of an equipment staff. There's 4 of us, a head equipment guy, 2 assistants, which is what I am, and then we have a fourth guy that basically deals with the visiting teams when they fly in and out of town. So once the season gets going, we don't see as much of him. So it's pretty much my crew is 3 guys, and awesome guys. We're good friends. We get along. It's fun. But the season is 82 games plus 6 preseason games. And once training camp starts, the season's a grind. Yeah, I mean, the hours are real, the grind is real, and it's tough. So the day-to-day is it can get to be a little Groundhog Day-ish. You know, we're up early, and basically, you know, our role is providing our players with literally whatever it is they need to perform at the highest level or the best level of hockey in the league. So it's a lot of things. It's things as little as pushing laundry all day, or it's, you know, my boss, the head guy, he deals with more of the clerical side of it, the budgeting side, the ordering side, and myself and my coworker Chris, we deal more of the day to day of, like, he has his things that he handles, I have my things that I handle, and it's just it's a team effort to make sure that we're all pulling in the right direction and we're getting everything done. I do a lot with the skate blades, the sharpening, the maintenance on a lot of that stuff. So that's kind of a lot of what I do. Yeah.
You know a lot about skates.
Yeah.
And do you help? Yeah. Do you sometimes help refit their skates, like if they're like bothering? Does that ever happen? Like,
not as much as you'd think.
They're used to it.
Yeah, the technology is really good.
Okay.
And a lot of times the manufacturer reps come to town, and if there's problems or if guys are getting hot spots or blisters or whatever, a lot of times the reps deal with that. Sometimes we do. But yeah, I mean, we all can, but you don't see that a ton. Most of the guys have been playing hockey their entire life, and it's their profession, that they get a lot of these little nuances of skate feel, stick feel, glove feel, all of these different things that we have to provide them. They have it pretty narrowed down, so it's not too hard. Mm-hmm. So most guys are using a certain brand of skate a lot of times their entire life, and they're just not interested in experimenting. So it can get streamlined a little bit. So and then we all 3 of us kind of deal with the season, whatever comes next, whether it's home games, road games, practice, in kind of a routine. Like when we travel, we have to get a lot of equipment to the airport onto planes. So we deal with like the transportation side of things with that. Home games, we have a routine where we have all the players have 2 sets of hockey equipment. One of those sets stays at our practice arena, and the other set is their game set. So we have to manage where those are and getting them either to the home rink or prepped for road games. So it's a lot of like little nuances of that kind of stuff.
Logistics.
Logistics.
Yeah. You're like a tour manager for the gear.
Yeah. Somewhat. Yeah.
Production manager in a way.
And at the NHL level, there, we're switching out game jerseys 4 or 5 times a year. So, you have to stay on top of that, managing that, making sure that the next set is getting ordered. A lot of that is our boss handles a lot of that stuff. But I mean, we all help and try to facilitate all that. But it's a lot of little things like that,
Who stacks up the practice pucks in the pyramid?
Not me. Not me.
Is that the intern?
No, we have so for game nights, we have a game night staff of 4 to 5 guys, and they do things like fill water bottles, pick up pucks, stack pucks. So it's our game night crew that does that. Yeah.
Okay. It's like for us, we have people that like put out our set lists.
Yeah.
And waters and towels, and it's kind of like that. You
Sure.
have extra people.
Definitely. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always try to like bring it into what I do. Just like wrap my head around it.
Yeah.
BTS. I mean, behind the scenes. What else? What is there? Is there some things that you guys do that obviously is okay to tell people, but just people just don't realize happens is a real thing. Especially with like being into the professional era of hockey.
Yeah.
Is there anything we need to know?
Routine wise, myself, no. I don't think my coworkers have a lot of routines or rituals either. But we do have to stay on top of some of the players' pregame routines or daily routines, because a lot of times that involves us in some aspect of some player likes his water with ice cubes in it after warm-ups. So like we kind of have to stay on top of that and be mindful of certain things like that. And
how do you stay on top of that? Do you have a spreadsheet or ice cube after practice?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
well, after a game or two, it gets to
you
be
just know,
routine.
so you don't have to write it down.
You don't, yeah. And then like other things like just making sure everything is out for before the games.
Yeah.
To make sure these guys do have accessibility to their routines. Sometimes you'll be like, oh crap, I forgot someone's going to be, he's going to break their routine. That doesn't happen too much because we're pretty good about staying on top of that. The one cool routine though that I like is Jordan Eberle, our captain. He's an early bird and he's always the first guy in there, and he always wants to get the tunes going right away.
Oh, really?
So
Good.
he's the early bird and he's in there getting the music going. And he's an old school punker too. He likes his old 90s punk rock from back in the day. He's Canadian, so a lot of times it's Sum 41 or whoever. But
that's cool.
But I told him I was coming on this, and I checked with him. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna drop your name. I'm gonna out you as a punk fan, and he's like, absolutely, go for it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so little things like that. But as far as routines or superstitions with our staff, not
so
too much.
let me ask you about home field advantage. Home, like there's the obvious things. You're at home, maybe you sleep better, but is there something that we don't really realize, like? Because some teams actually lose more at home.
Yeah.
So there's obviously a true home field advantage, but what is it in hockey? What's the main things? Is it just being home, sleeping in your own bed?
Yeah, that's a lot of it for sure. Ice conditions, maybe.
Okay, being used to your rink.
Yeah. I mean, these guys are so good that certain areas, certain climates in the world, certain buildings have different. I mean, for the most part, ice is ice, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like everybody always says that the ice in Edmonton is awesome. And then, everybody always says that the ice in Tampa is terrible, right?
Is it just because it's like a swampy mess down there? Is it supposed to be like tight and cold and hard?
I don't know. It's so hard to really know, but I think there is something to that. The guys knowing certain bounces off the boards of their home ice.
Okay.
That could be something. And then the crowds. I mean, some crowds are crazy and passionate, and that gets them going too. So as far as a home ice advantage, I don't know. That's nothing.
It's just the basics. It's being home, having your home crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing crazy.
And maybe catching a team on the tail end of a long trip, and they might be kind of tired too. So
that definitely has. Yeah. It's something that a lot of fans don't even think about is like sometimes you lose to the worst team, but it's because your team's tired or vice versa, right?
Yeah, totally.
You beat the best team, but they're tired, and
exactly.
Maybe you were the best team. I don't. Craziness.
Yeah.
So this is what year are you in this?
Just finished 4, going into year 5.
Year 5.
Yeah.
Wow. It seems like time has really been flying.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Seriously.
You're just busy. Games.
Yep.
Now you're in the off season.
Yeah.
And what do you do in the off season?
Man, our boss is pretty good about letting us disappear. Again, there's 4 of us, so my boss creates a schedule. So you basically work 1 week on, and you get 3 weeks off. So it's pretty great.
Nice.
He builds a schedule early enough in the spring. You can plan stuff, you can plan trips, and it's really awesome. So yeah, they let us disappear in the summertime. So
nice.
Yeah.
So you travel a lot. So is your vacation like I'm staying home? What's the vibe?
Man, you'd think so, right? But it's funny because when the season's over, my wife is like, "All right, now it's our time." Right? So she'll have some stuff planned or some ideas, and we have a few trips that we do with friends that we do yearly. But I think I do like kind of being at home and staying local. I mean, Seattle summers are awesome, right? So it's tough to beat.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, it's always a shame to be gone for the summer and be here all winter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the funny thing is it's just happened that MXPX hasn't been as busy during the summer the last few years. Yeah. We get really busy when the weather starts turning. I think it's honestly maybe it's just partly by design, where when people are out and it's nice, they don't want to go to shows, maybe festival shows, but they don't want to go to club shows as much. And so we just stay away and then come around in the wintertime where people want to get inside, get into the theater, get into the club. Yeah. And I'm sure it doesn't work the same way with hockey. You have your set season, but we can kind of change what we do year to year.
Sure.
But we kind of don't too much. We kind of do the same times most years. Like beginning of the year is usually pretty busy for us.
Yeah.
And what's funny is hockey, getting into hockey, I get into it and then I get busy with something and I'll get back into it. So it's like I have to really be paying attention, or else the work, MXPX stuff just takes all of my time.
Yeah.
But man, I mean, the fact that you can do something you love for work, but also it's something you love.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we're in the same boat as far as that. I mean, sure, your job's probably a lot harder, but
I don't know.
Mine's a little more.
This place didn't just come together by itself.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, but it's always changing. I mean, that's the thing about life, and what I've kind of realized is I can't ever get too comfortable. I'm always kind of like, all right, let's just keep it going, keep it rolling. And I feel like that's probably the same with hockey. You guys are always, your bosses are always on you to get better at this, get faster at this.
Yeah.
Is there, what do you think you guys are the best at? It could be the Kraken in general. It could be your team. I don't know.
Oof. I mean, if you're asking about our staff, I think we're really efficient, and I think we're all really good friends, and that makes coming to work really, really fun.
Yeah.
And honestly, being around the guys, these guys are all professionals, and they're not dickheads, right? Those guys kind of get weeded out for the most part. So it's fun. Being around the rink is fun. Being with your team is fun. So
yeah,
I feel like we're pretty good at that. I feel like we're pretty efficient, and all of us, as a team do a pretty good job. So yeah,
nice. That's cool. I mean, I was just thinking about our team. It's like, people do get weeded out after a while.
Yeah,
it just happens, and sometimes it's for a real good reason,
Yeah, sure.
But so over the years, you just keep doing what you're doing and get better at it. And what's next? Just it's almost like you just got to win, right?
Yeah,
totally.
I mean, the cool thing about our sport is if you win a Stanley Cup, you get your name engraved on the cup. So I mean that's
amazing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I mean that I feel like I have an inner drive to be really good at what I do regardless on a day-to-day basis. But I mean, just going that extra mile, wanting to be a part of a winning organization and doing whatever it takes to help win it, and thinking that you're going to get your name engraved on the Stanley Cup is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, that's definitely a driving force year to year.
Yeah. I love sports moments, like just big moments, things that, have momentum carrying, seeing the big dumper with the Mariners,
Yeah, that was great.
Like things like that I love, and I'd love to see it with Seattle. So nothing but the best for the Kraken.
Yeah.
I hope you guys kick some ass this coming season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like when we travel, I do a pretty good job, or I try to make an effort to not let the job consume me too much, in that it is a grind. It's a long season, but when we travel, man, I'm on song kick every city and seeing who's playing and where they're playing. So I do try to make sure that I, take some me time and go. And that's a lot of it. I usually go see shows, or I look up shows, and I try to have some fun with that. So
yeah, I get your text messages sending me photos from a hey, this band? Like, no, I'll check them out.
I should probably be better about checking the time zones too.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I don't ever have my phone on the ringer. It's always off. So yeah, all good. Text me at 3 a.m.
Yeah,
you're good.
And then another really cool story that involves John Reed and us, and myself. When he left Bremerton out of college, he moved to San Francisco for 5-10 years, I think.
Yeah.
And he was down there working for an advertising agency, and he got to be really good friends with Eric Melvin from NoFX. They played beer league together, like pickup hockey together.
Right.
And,
okay.
And I remember him telling me about that back in the day, and then this is probably 8 years or so ago. NoFX was touring, and they were in Seattle, and Johnny calls me, and he's like, "Hey, do you know of any good pickup games today or tomorrow?" And I was like, "Are you in town?" And he's like, "No, Eric Melvin wants to play hockey." I'm like, you kidding me? And he's like, "No, he brings his gear with him on the road. He wants to play hockey." I'm like, "All right, leave it with me. I'll get back to you." And I found a pickup skate on like a Tuesday afternoon at Olympic View Ice Arena in North Seattle. And I called him back, and I'm like, "Yeah, all right, I got it set up. Are you being serious?" And he's like, yeah. So he sends me Eric Melvin's number. So I get a hold of Eric, and I explain to him who I am. And he's like, "Sweet. Yeah, I got my gear. I'll see you there." So I actually got to play hockey with Eric Melvin. It was pretty killer.
That's rad. Yeah.
But
I remember hearing it. He played. Yeah. I haven't,
Yeah.
That's cool.
It was really fun. So
Eric's a good guy. Huh. Who else plays hockey? There's got to be a bunch. I mean, hockey's kind of the punk rock sport, isn't it? I've mentioned this before, but missing teeth, fights. It's like a punk show. It's like, it's pretty cool. I always enjoyed it. When I'd go to, my uncle lives out in Eastern Washington, up near Canada, and so we would go over the border to these little Canadian towns, and we went to a hockey game one night. And it was just the craziest thing, because there was just like a fight every 5 minutes. There's a fight.
Oh yeah.
It's like, all right, this is real hockey. Cool. It was like my first experience with hockey.
Yeah.
And then of course Thunderbirds and
a
few other games. I've seen the Kings. I've seen some things around, but Kraken, that's who I've seen the most. Honestly.
Yep.
Yeah. Love it.
It's been awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what were you saying about Kitsap County? Like, did you go to that show the Beastie Boys show where?
No, man, I feel like Johnny told me a story that you guys snuck into like N-Fest or something like that.
Yeah. It was Beastie Boys. I think it was N-Fest, but it was Beastie Boys. I know they were headlining. They were like the main band. And I guess it was Tom, our guitar player.
Yeah.
John and myself, us three. And we were outside. We didn't have tickets. And everybody else was trying to get in. And at one point, just a mob of people just trashed the fence, and everybody just started running down the hill.
Yeah.
And all these security guards were trying to catch people. And so we were just like trying to like get past the security guy.
Yeah.
And we got into the crowd, ran in, and we're just in the middle of this massive crowd, and we're like, we're in, we're good. Yes, this is the greatest moment of our lives. And I think that moment was just a moment of pure elation and youth, and just everything all just crashing fences.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll remember that moment forever. It was a great experience.
The other one too, he was telling me, he reminded me about was when we were teenagers. This is right when Pearl Jam was blowing up, and they played 3 nights in the old Mercer Arena, and we decided that we were gonna bootleg the concert. Way back in the day,
Yeah.
when bootlegging really wasn't a thing, right?
Right. You had to really try to bootleg it. You can't just have your phone out like recording.
And John was the mastermind. He was like, I think I can get us some cable and a mic. We need a receiver, and we can record it. And we were recording it on like tapes, right? And I'm pretty sure he got the cable mic from you.
Probably. Yeah, that sounds about right.
But
yeah.
we ran a microphone from like the center ice basically, and we had like a lot of cable because it took a long way to get to. There was like this little back room that we set up our little record station in, and there was 3 of us, and they played 3 nights. We all took turns sitting in this room, pressing record and then flipping the tape and pressing record again. But yeah,
things that would be hard to get away with these days.
Oh my gosh. But I'm pretty sure he got it from you, all that stuff.
Yeah, that kind of rings a bell a little bit. Back in those days, most of our equipment was from Radio Shack. Remember Radio Shack?
Oh, of course.
I mean, you would just go there, buy a bunch of cables, buy a microphone that has an on-off switch. Like, it was funny.
Yeah.
It was funny. Yeah.
So for just point of clarification, I was working for the Thunderbirds back then.
So you had keys.
So I had the keys. So we would sneak in late at night. There's nobody there.
Okay.
And we're like running all this cable. It was crazy.
Amazing.
But I still have some of those tapes, believe it or not.
And do you still have the keys?
No. Long gone.
That'd be fun.
I think the building's gone.
Is it really?
Yeah, no, I think it's like part of the Opera Hall or something now, but yeah.
Because now they play at what, Showware?
Yeah, they play down in Kent in Showware.
Okay. And where did they used to play?
Right at Seattle Center.
Seattle
Old
Center.
Mercer Arena.
That's right, you were saying. Okay.
It's right next to McCall Hall.
It's kind of weird. I mean, it's weird to think that because times have changed so much, and they've been at Showware for so long.
Yep.
But here we are.
Yeah, crazy.
Climate Pledge. It's an upgrade for sure.
Oh, man, big time.
Yeah. Did they build that in part because the Kraken was coming?
Yeah.
It's all kind of part of the same deal.
Pretty much, yeah.
So we have the Kraken to thank for our beautiful new venue.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Seen a lot of shows there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been cool.
They did a great job with that. Well, I was going to say renovation, but it really wasn't. They just
it seemed like a brand new building, right?
I think they only had to preserve the roof.
Okay.
Because that got hit with the historic landmark tag or whatever. But everything else they gutted, took it to the dirt, and then built the building back up. And so, yeah, it's really not a rental. It's pretty much a new build, I guess.
So how you feeling about Seattle? It's been a lot of construction over, a 10-year period. Feels like it's kind of coming to an end. You're there a lot more than me, so I want to hear your...
Yeah, I think it's going okay. Yeah, there is... Man, I got stuck in it today just getting down to Seattle to get to the ferry terminal, but... yeah, I think it's okay. I mean, you
sure.
see
okay
it
means
everywhere.
not okay, right? When I saw a before and after picture recently of like the viaduct and like the downtown waterfront and then the new waterfront. And it's like, well, okay, maybe they're using a very drab rainy day picture of one and then a colorful picture of the new thing. But it does look better. It looks like, okay, it's more inviting to tourists and to people visiting the city. There's certain things that are weird, though, like the modern ferry terminal. I'm not into it. It kind of looks cool from afar, but when you actually use it, the utility of it is weird. It's like, okay, there's no seats anymore. You can't even sit down when you come to here. So it's like weird like that.
Yeah.
But overall, I'm glad that at least some of the construction is letting up and getting done. And because it is gnarly when you go to games, like football games, baseball games downtown, and everybody's trying to get in the same place. And then you got a hockey game, and it's wild.
Yeah.
And then an MXPX show.
Yeah.
And that blows the traffic out.
Crazy. You guys booked Climate Pledge?
We will eventually.
That's awesome.
We're on our ascension.
Yeah.
Still after however many years it's been.
Yeah. So one thing I see a lot when we're up in Montreal area and Quebec is you guys play up there a lot.
We do.
What? Just a good following, or
it is the North American punk rock capital. If you're not in LA, I would say it's Montreal.
Yeah.
Quebec City, Montreal. So yeah, we do a lot of shows, and they have a lot of festivals. So it's not just because, I mean, they are amazing up there, but they have the opportunities up there that I think they don't really have in other parts of Canada. They don't have in a lot of places here in the U.S.
Yeah.
So it's become the punk rock capital for a lot of reasons, and it's the festival season too. So it resembles a little bit of Europe in that way, to where Europe's got a festival season, and the U.S. of course does now, but people don't see it the same way because it's the U.S. You know, it's hard to change your mindset sometimes, but we love it up there. We have some shows coming up in October.
Yeah.
And
man, we miss you by a couple weeks again.
Really?
Yeah, we're in Montreal. I think late October.
We're going to be doing a lot more later this year and into next year. So hopefully eventually we'll be able to meet up.
Yeah.
Be good.
Another question for you, Mike.
Yeah.
Being a hockey guy, your pod with Chris Nyland was awesome. How did that come about?
A friend of mine that I work with has worked with him on some stuff. Okay. And so they hooked us up, and he actually did some promos for us and stuff. It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
When we were releasing our song Set Afire, he did some fun stuff. And so anyway, I had just sort of heard about him, you know, not being sort of an old school hockey fan. I didn't know who he was. And so I had to like watch some documentaries and get into like his story. And I felt like I was just cramming so much that really it's kind of sunk in over the months, you know, because it was earlier this year that I had him on. Maybe it was last year. I don't even remember. It just seems like now I'm kind of like realizing how much of a legend he truly is. Oh, even though I knew this guy's a legend, but like once you really let it sink in, and you're like, I gotta talk to him again. So when we're in Montreal, he invited us over for dinner.
Oh, okay.
So hopefully we'll have time to visit, and and even if we don't have time to actually go for dinner, maybe we can just meet up.
Sure.
So yeah, Chris is awesome. He's 100% nice guy, really easy to talk to. No attitude whatsoever. He doesn't have a tough guy attitude. I'm sure he could kick my ass, but
he was tough.
he was tough.
Really
tough.
Tough.
I've seen the clips.
Knuckles Nyland, right?
Knuckles Nyland. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, it was a treat for me to have him on, just as a hockey fan, but I truly, honestly, like, I'm now realizing he is such a legend. Yeah. So shout out to Chris. What's up, Chris? How you doing? And the fact that he's sort of like found a place in Montreal, not being from there, but he spent so many years playing for Montreal that, you know, when fans give you a home, when you make a home, that's pretty cool.
He's a Boston guy, right?
I think he's from Boston. Growing up, he wanted to play for the Bruins forever. Yeah. But then he got, you know, right out of the gate, he got signed to Montreal. Yeah. And then later in years, he left Montreal, went to the Bruins eventually. Yep. But by then, he had already been in the league so many times. He had fought those guys so many times. It was kind of like, it wasn't the same for him. Yeah. And once he went back to Montreal, he's like, this is where I'm meant to be. Yeah. And he retired there and stayed there. So
awesome.
Yeah, it's a great story. He's got a stand-up story where he like stands up and talks and does a theater show that he just started doing, I think this year, 2025. Yeah. So if anybody's out there, look for it. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, what's next? I mean, obviously we got to meet up. We got to go to some games and hang out this coming season. Yep.
Might bump into you at a Seahawks game again.
Yeah. That'd be great. Yeah. I'm gonna put it on record. I will write a Seattle sports anthem. Okay. I will. Yeah. It'll be an MXPX song.
Yeah, Johnny was telling me he was bugging you about that.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do it. I'll do it. So after the next record, we'll get that going, and then that's on the list.
Yeah, that'd be killer.
Yeah,
it's about time.
Yeah, I think it's time. Yeah. We have a lot of the classics that you guys play, and that's awesome. But every now and then, you got to get something new, something fresh, something that hits. That's my goal, anyway. Yeah. Yeah. No pun intended. Hits, slaps. There we go. All right. I don't know what else we should talk about, but I feel like feel like I'm out of questions.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
It was great.
Yeah, I'm just happy to be here. And
What's aside from Spiro's, do you know anything else about Bremerton, Washington?
oh my gosh, I think we did a Navy tour in elementary school as a kid.
All right,
Or a field trip.
I'll leave you with this. We have a new hockey team starting, I want to say, this coming season.
Really?
Amateur hockey, Bremerton Sockeyes.
I did see that.
And
yeah.
it's at the Bremerton Arena. They'll have games
Yeah.
there, which is right here in Bremerton. And I'm excited because a
Yeah.
local, amateur hockey team
They
sounds like a great opportunity for a lot of people.
That arena wasn't around when like we were kids.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely not. It's
Yeah.
only been 10 years or so.
Okay.
Or so, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's cool.
So Bremerton's got some cool stuff coming, and
Yeah.
and I guarantee you, having the Kraken these last 4 years is probably why
Yeah.
the Sockeyes is happening.
Yeah.
Without knowing anything about it, I'm just guessing, but
Yeah, no, that's
Pretty cool.
Historically, that's how it goes.
yeah,
you know.
you see things growing out.
Yeah. Like way back in the day when Gretzky got traded to LA, like you look at the LA minor hockey scene today, it's massive and it's legit. Like they put out really good players down there.
It's probably why Melvin plays, right? He's from LA.
Yeah, but you'd never think that, right? You think of the Minnesotas and the Bostons and the Canadas, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you think of hockey markets, but it's a huge part of NHL teams or big hockey influences coming to your region. It helps a lot.
That's amazing. Yeah, I mean it's influenced me for sure.
Yeah.
Look at me, I'm wearing this.
Yeah.
Wearing the gear. Awesome.
That's
Well,
right.
thank you so much. Best of luck to Kraken.
Yeah.
This coming season and
Appreciate
and
you having
forever.
me on. Yeah. Awesome stuff.
James Stucky, everyone.
We're gonna go ahead and put some tracks down now. Is that cool?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's lay down the new record.
I think Kyle wants to show you a different version of Chick Magnet, right?
Let's go. All right. We did it. I want to thank my guest, James Stucky, for being on. Great guy. Love talking. Love hanging out. We go to games. He invites us. We reply, yes, we'll be there. Always good to have him. And finally now, have him on the podcast. Really cool. If you guys have any questions, please call in. The number is 360-830-6660. And as always, MXPX.com. If you guys want to find James or you want to find the Seattle Kraken, I'll put it in the show notes. All right. We have a ton of shows going. We've got Bend, Oregon, Boise, Idaho, Quebec City, Montreal. We've got Fayetteville, Arkansas. We've got, where else are we going to be? We're going to be in Louisville, Kentucky. We're going to be in St. Louis, Missouri. We're going to be in Oklahoma City, and more shows coming. MXPX.com. All right. Much love. Go Kraken. Shout out to my producer, Bob McKnight. Appreciate what you do. And as always, I hope you guys have a great week. Until next time, peace.